RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. First Mid-America Credit Union, exceeding members' expectations since 1934. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Macias Insurance, professional independent insurance agents. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com. Andy's Auto Body and Car Care, offering friendly service and reliable repairs since 1974. Liberty Bank, committed to providing excellent customer service above all else. Johnson's Corner, located at 2000 State Street in Alton, is the area's best corner bar and eatery. Burko Construction, offering all kinds of construction services from new building projects to renovations. Auto Butler Car Wash and Express Lube, located at 1706 Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. And Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East premier sports bar and grill.
Why should you bring your vehicle to Quick Lane at Roberts Motors? You never need an appointment, just drive on in. Quick Lane has the guaranteed lowest tire prices around. Plus, we perform a multi-point inspection of the critical items on your vehicle at no charge every time you visit. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, or any other make, Quick Lane can service it. We're even open on Saturdays. Stop by Quick Lane at Roberts Motors today. Come see why life is better in the Quick Lane.
Playoff football here on Z1570 with Joe Barrett, Brent Berkland with you here in Herrin, Illinois, Williamson County, down in southern Illinois, and that's where the Marquette Explorers have traveled here on a Saturday to play a first-round game in Class 4A football, and it's the Marquette Explorers against the Herrin Tigers. Marquette, a record of 7-2, Herrin with a record of 7-2, and each of these teams have won 7 games in a row, and pretty even when you look at them on paper. But the Explorers and the Tigers will play it out on the field today, Joe, and we'll see what happens here in the playoffs.
Yeah, this is probably going to be a pretty good test for the Explorers. They haven't their defense is going to have to step up today, Brent, because they're playing a team that can score a lot of points. They haven't really been tested. Marquette's defense hasn't since they played Nokomis. And they had a good fourth quarter in that game to be able to come back and win it. But today they're going to have a tough chore to beat these Herrin Tigers.
And there's some good football down here in southern Illinois, and especially the southern Illinois river-to-river conferences. Teams like Harrisburg and DuQuoin not making the playoffs this year, and that's an unusual thing. And even Pinckneyville, Nashville did not make the playoffs, but teams like Carterville, Anna Jonesboro, and Herrin did make the playoffs, and Herrin a conference champion, and they have won 7 in a row. The Marquette Explorers have won 7 in a row. Herrin started by losing to Waterloo and Carbondale this year, while Marquette lost back in August to Priory from St. Louis, then fell to Quincy Notre Dame, but they've won 7 in a row too, and we'll see what happens today. Marquette averaging about 35 or 40 points a game, and these Herrin Tigers averaging 34.5 points per game. So, should be interesting. The orange and black of Herrin, they have the uniforms like the Cincinnati Bengals in the NFL with the orange helmets and the black tiger stripes on those helmets. Orange jerseys, black pants, Marquette in all white. And the return for Marquette, they win the toss and they would like to receive it, and they bring it up the right sideline there, the far sideline, and Taz Walls brings it up over the 30, out near the 34-yard line on that kickoff return.
Yep, the ball came right to Taz. He bobbled it initially. It cost him half a second or so, but by the time he got it, he was able to head straight upfield, didn't encounter any of the Tigers until he got to about the 30-yard line, picked up an extra 4 yards. And that's pretty good field position for Marquette.
Still cloudy here, still waiting for sunshine, a little on the cool side with the clouds in control most of this Saturday, really down around most of southern Illinois. And right now Marquette with the football, and we'll tell you about the starters as we go along. You know about the quarterback, junior Brandon Kaiser, and right up the middle it goes for a couple of yards to the 36-yard line as Kaiser was in the shotgun and took it right up the gut for 2 yards.
Yeah, I think the Tigers are probably going to be keying on Kareem Hamilton because he's the Explorers' big threat offensively, explosive threat. So to maybe soften him up a little bit, they used Kaiser right up the middle on the first play.
Now trips to the near side, and they spread out the offense with 4 receivers in all, 3 of them here to the near side. And the snap back, and they're going to throw a screen, and it's a little too high for the receiver as coming out and trying to make the catch was number 20. That's Alfred Soboyejo, and Soboyejo had a tip off of his hands, pass a little too high there.
Yeah, it was. He had a little bit of running room if the pass had been accurate and he'd have been able to turn up field. He had some blockers. Probably could have had a first down with that play, but an errant pass cost him.
Danny Holtz, a receiver. Jordan Harris, number 10, a wide receiver. And as Joe mentioned, Kareem Hamilton back there in the backfield. Kaiser going to throw it, and he had a man open at the first down marker, and He dropped it out there as that was right to Danny Holtz, and he was down on a knee right at the 45. The secondary was back near the 50, but he dropped the ball.
Yeah, that's rare for Holtz. He's got good hands. He's a good receiver, and he's a real gamer for the Explorers. That's a catch he's got to make, and he knows it.
Boy, there were two defenders back there, but by the time he cut and made the curl back, he was wide open by at least 5 yards, and it would have been a first down, but now it's punting time for number 55, Nick Hofert, and the senior kicker and punter will boot it away. Number 55 will kick a low line drive that will hit it about the 40, roll out near the 30 of Herrin, as the Tigers will start with their smash mouth football. They like to run, run, run. It'll be a tight formation, we expect. Double wing, double tight, wishbone sometimes. Boy, they have two 1,000-yard rushers, and they're going to run it right up the middle.
Well, the Explorers have got to toughen up today. They're going to have their offensive line and linebackers play a good game for them, or the defensive line and linebackers play a good game for them if they want to win.
Merrill and Milner, a couple of those running backs, averaging 8, 9, 10 yards a carry, and they start in the wishbone with double tight ends, and they run it right up the middle, and there's the fullback dive for a couple of yards as they start at the 30, 1st and 10, but out near the 33-yard line, it's going to be number 42, Brent Milner. He's a junior, 5'11", 190 pounds.
Well, he got a good push from his offensive line, and he just ran into the pile, and the pile just moved a couple of yards. The Explorers stacked it up as best they could, but they still were able to get about 3 yards.
Hamburg, Knowles, Drysdale, Snyder on that defensive line for Marquette. A lot of linebackers stacking the box too, as now they run it wide to the outside. 35-40, out near the 45 before the ball carrier's knocked out of bounds. And there's their other running back, Chase Merrill, a 1,000-yard rusher. He's a junior.
Yeah, and he was able to get the corner. He had a good block as he was coming around the right side. One Explorer got into the backfield but was unable to bring him down. Once he got the corner, he was tough to stop before he had the first down.
Linebackers include Bamper and Angleton, Hofert and Zigrang. As really, you don't need a secondary against a team like this, and they are just packing the box with 5 linebackers, and now Marquette jumping on defense. It looks like it's going to be offsides on the defense. That'll take the ball right on the 50-yard line, 1st and 5.
That makes it a lot easier for Herrin. First down, 5 yards to go, and the Explorers jumped on what was it? It's just regular motion that the offensive line does, and they bid on it, jumped across, and Herrin picks up cheap 5 yards.
Herrin head coach is Jason Carnes. Head coach for Marquette, of course, Matt Booker in his first year. Now Milner, Brent Milner breaking a couple of tackles and all the way to the 40 of Marquette. He gains 10 tough yards over right tackle as a couple of Explorers had a chance.
Yeah, they hit him, but they're not wrapping him up. They didn't grab him around the legs to keep him from running. And if you don't stop his lower body, he'll just keep going forward.
Milner with 19 touchdowns, Merrill with 15 touchdowns. They have 2,800 yards rushing this year, top to bottom, but those top two are Merrill and Milner, 24 and 42, their numbers. And the wishbone again with 2 tight ends. Offensive line stacking it up again. And here's a little pitch from the quarterback who pitches it to 25, and not much room for Chris Butler, who gets his first carry, and he's going to lose maybe a yard.
Well, Alex Callens doesn't get credit for the tackle on this play, Brent, but he makes a real nice play as he gets up into the backfield, takes out the initial blocker, and slowed the whole play up and was allowed the rest of the Explorers to come in to make the tackle.
That's another one of the linebackers that Coach Booker told us about. Alex Cowens is a sophomore, and really on the starting lineup, Coach Booker listed 5 linebackers for us on defense. So, again, putting 9 men in the box and 2 safeties back, and that's about it. Here's Milner over the left side for a couple of yards as he was grabbed by the shoestrings there. Nice open field tackle as he gains a couple to the 39-yard line.
Looked like Avery Johnson was the Explorer that dove in, Brent, and grabbed him around the ankles and held on to keep him from getting anywhere. And then Danny Holtz came in to help him finish him off. But this is a big play for the Explorers. I think the Herrin's probably going to go for it on 4th down if they're close enough, so the Explorers got to keep him back, make a big stop on this play here.
Because you know that they're likely not to put the ball into the air. And this time they will hand it off and back to the line of scrimmage, and that was about it. Looked like his knee was down. Chase Merrill, they're going to give him the 36-yard line for a gain of a couple. It's going to be 4th and 6 now at the Marquette 36-yard line.
Well, it looked like Merrill was trying to cut back, and he lost his footing. He didn't have a whole lot of running room, but he lost his footing as he tried to cut, and he landed, and they gave him up to the 36-yard line. So big play here, 4th down and 6 for Marquette. They got to stop him now.
The Herrin quarterback is a senior, Nick Hayes. Nick Hayes wears number 4. Marquette defense getting ready. Long count. They'll make the pitch to Merrill. Merrill looking for the right side. Marquette stringing it out, and a gain of only a couple there as plenty of Explorers were there to make the play. Chris Angleton there. Danny Holtz there, and looked like he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. He did ended up gaining 3 yards, but not nearly enough.
Well, I tell you, on that play, the Explorers got good penetration again, strung the play out, and that allows the rest of the defense to come over to help make the tackle, because these running backs for Herrin, they don't come down very easily, Brent. You got to have more than one guy hit them at the same time to stop them.
That was the junior Chase Merrill, 5'10", 180-pound junior. And now Marquette with 4 receivers again, 2 to the left, 2 to the right for Brandon Kaiser. Kaiser will hand the ball off this time and met at the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1 yard, and that's going to be it for number 13 who gets the carry, and that is Kareem Hamilton, 5'9" junior, gains a yard.
Yeah, and defensively for the Tigers that time, Brent, looked like Gain Gashi came in, plugged the hole. There was a hole there for Hamilton, but Gashi got up there and plugged it real quick.
Now we'll see about 2nd down and 9. Marquette at their own 34-yard line here. Class 4A playoffs in Herrin, Illinois. And Kaiser waits for another play to come in. He is free to change the play at the line of scrimmage, his head coach says, Matt Booker. But now either a timeout or they took too much time. The timeout came before the penalty. So timeout Marquette here with 6:49 to go. First quarter, no score. Tigers and Explorers in the first round of the playoffs. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Toyota can take you far and cost you far less.
Get great leases, low APRs, and amazing cashback offers on all your favorite Toyota models. To learn more, visit your Toyota dealer or buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
After the timeout, Marquette running the football. Kaiser fakes it up the middle and keeps it himself over the right side, but that didn't fool the linebacker, Brent Milner. Defensive end linebacker Milner, the junior, made the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Kaiser for no gain as Joe Barrett and Brent Berkland back here with you in Herrin, Illinois at the sports complex here. A couple of blocks away from Herrin High School, actually, as the sports complex here at the edge of town in Herrin. Kaiser going to throw it. Now he's going to run it, and he fakes and now throws it, and it is incomplete. And I thought flags were flying, and I thought Kaiser might have been over the line of scrimmage. We'll see if there's any calls here. It was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it was. I don't think he got to the 10-yard marker, Brent, but he didn't get to the down marker, and he stayed behind it. Threw a little lob pass, but he didn't have enough on it, and it fell incomplete.
Right at the 50, it fell incomplete. So 4th and 9 back at the 34 of Marquette. Explorers will punt it away again, and that's Hofert who gets run into there. No call, and it was almost a block punt there as that was close, and Hofert wanting a call, and so are the coaches on the far side.
Well, the player ran into him. He didn't rough him. He ran into him. But the referee shook his head. No, he's not going to call that.
guess it would have been 5 yards probably and not a first down either way, but still no call. And so, after the punt there, it'll be the Tigers with their second possession at their own 36-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, the Explorers did a good job of bottling up their running attack the first time around. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure that Herrin has a few more tricks up their sleeve, but the Explorers played them tough the first time.
Smash mouth football for the Tigers. Tight once again, wishbone, and they'll give it to the first man through, the fullback. Milner spinning forward up near the 44, maybe the 45-yard line for number 42 over the left side there.
Good hard running, Brent. He broke a couple tackles. Like he said, he spun away from a couple people. And he's just hard to bring down and get a grab on him and hold on for dear life. That's what the Explorers have to do.
We mentioned 4 linemen, 5 linebackers. The 2 safeties are back, Danny Holtz and Taz Walls. So they're back not too far from the line of scrimmage, back in the secondary at about the 50-yard line. But at the 44, we're going to have a timeout for Herrin here on 2nd down and 2 from their own 44 when we come back to Herrin with 5:13 to go in the first quarter. No score, Marquette and Herrin High School. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Let Auto Butler's professional staff keep your vehicle looking great inside and out. We have many car wash options to choose from, as well as express detail services and a 48-hour clean car guarantee. Auto Butler Express Lube gives you a free full-service car wash with your oil change. And while you wait, you will enjoy our lobby that makes you feel like you're right at home. Auto Butler Car Wash and Express Lube, located at 1706 Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Clean, shine, and protect.
Back near Carbondale, we're in Herrin, Illinois, with Joe Barrett, Brent Berklin here with you, and Herrin High School with the football here. The Tigers and the Marquette Explorers are scoreless in the first quarter on this Saturday afternoon in Class 4A playoff football. 0-0 game, each team with 2 possessions. Now Hayes with a fake pitch, and he throws to the far side, and it is caught. Man wide open there over the 50. Down near the 42-yard line goes number 13, Roger Foss. The tight end was wide open.
I had a feeling when they called a timeout, they must have seen something on the sidelines as far as the defensive backs of Marquette. But the line had a good rush on the quarterback. When he rolled out, he was pressured, but he made a good pass, and they were able to pick up big yards.
2nd down and 2, you can open the playbook, and they did there on 2nd and short. So now it's 1st and 10, and Hayes will hand the ball off to Merrill over the right side. Good blocking, good hole over the right tackle, and he's inside the 35, down near the 33, and he's near a first down.
A little short, it looks like, Brent. A little short.
2nd down.
Oh, they gave it to him.
Well, right on the line, I guess. 1st and 10.
Yes, it was.
And it wasn't the 33, it was the 32-yard line where they mark it. Chase Merrill coming in with 1,040 yards on the season.
Again, he got good blocking on that play, Brent. They pushed the Marquette right side of the line through there, and he was able to power through for 10 yards.
And Hayes under center, ready to go again. Marquette defense ready, but Merrill's going to go over the right side again. He stopped there after a couple of yards. Tyler Zigrang, one of the linebackers, one of the first men to get a hold of his jersey there, and right on the 30, a gain of a couple.
Yeah, it's gang tackling for the Explorers. Alex Hamburg broke through the line and got an arm on him, but he wasn't able to slow him down enough to stop him until the rest of the Explorers came.
Just looking at the Tigers' offensive line, not a huge offensive line, but you can tell they are active and they are good at blocking and holding their blocks so far and allowing those running backs to get through. And here on the right side, Milner, he is hit at the line of scrimmage and dives forward for a couple, and he's met there by 56, Zigrang again.
Yeah, they're running a little trap play where the left guard comes over and the running back follows him through the hole. Had a decent little hole there, but the Explorers came over and held him to 3 yards.
That right tackle over there looks like Brett Green. He's 5'11", 250-pound senior, number 71. Actually, the right guard, 71. And now they'll hand it to Merrill, and he'll go right side again. First down into the red zone inside the 20, down near the 17, 18-yard line. That's a 1st and 10.
Yeah, they're just overpowering the Explorers on that right side. Just giving it to the halfback behind his 2 backs and the offensive line, and they're just blasting through the hole.
We mentioned 71 was Brett Green, the guard. Number 50 is the tackle over there on that side, Dylan McRoy. McRoy's 5'10", 205. He's number 50. And they are packed in again, and Milner will, the fullback dive over the middle of the field there, right between the hash marks and down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line, a burst of about 4.
Yeah, the Explorers defensive line, they're going to have to penetrate into the backfield, Brent, to slow these backs down, get them before they get a head start running. Right now they're just getting pushed off the ball by the offensive linemen.
The tackles, Andrew Knowles in there, Shanahan, Snyder. See if they can do some damage between the tackles, but now outside is Merrill, breaking tackles and down to the 10 and inside the 10. Looks like 2 Explorers had a chance, but he broke through those guys too.
Yeah, they had him at about the 12, 13-yard line, but he just, like you said, he broke away from them and got another 5 or 6 yards.
All the way down to the 6-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for Herrin. The Tigers on the move here with 2:07 to go. First quarter, no score. Herrin and Marquette in the Class 4A playoffs. 7-2 records for each of these teams. And now Hayes under center. Going to pitch it, and it's going to go to the left side. Breaking outside, and an open field tackle there by Danny Holtz. Busted through there, number 22, the safety, and it looked like he had some room, but Holtz shuts him off. He just still gains a yard.
Well, he had a lane to the end zone, and I'm pretty sure he thought he was going to score, and Danny Holtz came up from the safety position, Brent, with a lot of speed and a lot of accuracy and hit him right at the waist and brought him down immediately. It was a really good play by Danny Holtz.
Open field tackle for sure there, and 2nd down and goal at the 5. That was Chris Butler on the run. And this time they'll go to Milner. He breaks a tackle and another, and he's down maybe near the 4-yard line as he was hit a time or 2 there on the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
He's a really strong runner, Brent. They had him twice, grabbed his legs, and he just keeps pulling himself away from the Explorers. Finally, the 3rd guy came in and tackled him. No gain on the play.
Ball just inside the 5, so we'll call it the 4.5, 3rd and goal. A minute to go, first quarter. Under center is Hayes, the Herrin quarterback, and Marquette jumping. And again, the offensive line, all they're doing is setting down, getting set. It's not even a hard count.
No, they're going up there in their 2-point stance. And then they do the old Dallas Cowboys raise up and put their 3rd point down. And as they go down, the Explorers are jumping across.
And it's not just one guy,
no.
It's 2 or 3.
And that gives them 2 yards closer to the goal line.
And so it'll be 3rd down and goal now at about the 2.5-yard line. And they'll give it right side. It's Merrill busting forward and touchdown. Herrin as Merrill scores from 2 yards out with 28.3 seconds to go, and they go to the right again.
Yeah, they did, and they got good blocking. They got a push. Their offensive line got the push that they needed to get the Explorers off the line of scrimmage, and he does the rest.
2-yard touchdown run for Chase Merrill, and that's going to be his 16th touchdown of the season. And he'll make it 6-0 in favor of Herrin. And they'll try to tack on the extra point now with number 3, Josh Haynes, who's an outstanding place kicker, we're told. He can boot him from 50 yards, and now a bobble by the holder. And it's Merrill. He picks it up. He tried to get to the pylon here on the near side, but he's knocked out of bounds at about the 1 or 2 yard line, so it remains 6-0.
Yeah, I think he just bobbled the snap, Randy. He didn't look like he was too comfortable once he bobbled it, so he just picked it up and ran. He made a nice run to try to get in, but too many Explorers stopped him.
28.3 seconds to go. First quarter, we have our first points of the game. The home team on the board, the orange and black Tigers scoring and making it 6-0. Herrin over Marquette. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There's also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
28.3 seconds to go. Back live in Herrin, Illinois with Joe Barrett, Brent Berkland here on the Big Z. Glad you could join us and listen to that exciting Illinois football game on the Big Z. Now it's Marquette and Herrin takes the lead 6-0 with our first score. And now the place kicker Haynes will boot it into the end zone over the head of the returners, including Taz Walls back there. And it'll be a touchback, and Marquette will have it at their own 20-yard line, their third possession, Joe.
Well, this is an important possession for Marquette, Brent, because they've gone 3 and out twice. They need to pick up a first down and control the ball for a little bit. Their defense is going to get worn down by the offensive line of the Herrin, so they've got to keep their defense off the field and make Herrin's defense work a little bit.
A lot of Marquette players going both ways, especially on the line, and linebackers on defense, along with these offensive linemen. And they spread it out again with the receivers, and here's Hamilton. He's going to be smothered in the backfield as Chris Butler, number 25, right there to meet him, and that's going to be a big loss at the 16, a loss of 4.
Seemed like a slow developing play. It was obvious that Hamilton was going to get the handoff, and Butler just made a nice read on it, got into the backfield and stopped him before he could get any kind of momentum. 4-yard loss, and it's going to be the end of the first quarter.
End of the first quarter here in Herrin in Southern Illinois, and our score, the Tigers 6, the Marquette Explorers nothing. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. First Mid-America Credit Union, exceeding members' expectations since 1934. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Macias Insurance, professional independent insurance agents. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com. Andy's Auto Body and Car Care, offering friendly service and reliable repairs since 1974. Liberty Bank, committed to providing excellent customer service above all else. Johnson's Corner, located at 2000 State Street in Alton, is the area's best corner bar and eatery. Burko Construction, offering all kinds of construction services from new building projects to renovations. Auto Butler Car Wash and Express Lube, located at 1706 Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. And Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East premier sports bar and grill.
Back for the second quarter now. Class 4A playoff football. Marquette throws an incomplete pass to start the second quarter, so that makes it 3rd and 14 from their own 16-yard line. And Kaiser looking over the middle, and he has a man, and he drops it in there, and it's caught. It's a grab and a first down as he set it in there to Jesse Simmons right in the middle of the field, just over the linebackers, and it floated just far enough for Simmons to make the grab.
Didn't look like he had a lot of room to throw that in there, Brent, but the defense of the Herrin Tigers didn't really react to the ball in the air very well, and Simmons ran under it, caught it, and he was on his knees when he got it at the 35, 36.
Their own 36-yard line. It is 1st and 10. And with 11:40 to go in the first half, Marquette with the football on a 1st and 10. And Kaiser will throw it to the man in motion, and he completes it out here to the near side. It's grabbed and brought down immediately. Jesse Simmons, number 32.
Yeah, Simmons went in motion, and they had actually shifted another receiver over there, so they had 4 receivers on the right side of the field. And they threw a little swing pass to Simmons, hoping he could pick up a block and pick up some yards, but the Tigers reacted pretty quick to it.
11 minutes to go in the second quarter. 6-0 in favor of Herrin. And Marquette with the football, second down and about 8 yards to go. That completed pass was a short one. Now Kaiser up the middle. He takes off and has a first down and more over the 50 to the Herrin 49-yard line as Kaiser found some room.
You know, they let Kaiser read that option play. He fakes the handoff. He saw a big hole on the right side, and he just faked the handoff, took it up to the right side, and was able to pick up the first down for Marquette. It's a good run by Kaiser.
You're in tune to WBGZ Alton. And Marquette playoff football here on the Big Z on this Saturday with 10:35 to go, second quarter. Receivers left and right again for Kaiser at the Herrin 49-yard line. Brandon waits for the snap, and he has it back, looking to the far side, and finds a man who curls back in toward the line of scrimmage, and that's Simmons again for a gain of only about 3 to the 46-yard line.
They got two receivers on that side, Brent. One goes shallow, one goes deep, and he threw to the shallow receiver, Simmons, who was open, but he had a couple of Herrin Tigers close by, and they were able to drop him pretty quick.
Herrin on defense, Marquette on offense, and the Explorers now with a second down and 7. 6-0 second quarter. The Tigers lead it here at home over the Marquette Explorers. Kaiser is going to roll to his left. Had a pitch man, but he keeps it himself and dives for 2 yards. Third down.
That's good, though. The Explorers are moving the ball forward, Brent. They're mixing up their plays well with the run and the pass, keeping the Tigers off balance a little bit on this drive.
And so third and about 5 to go. They need to get to the 39 of the Tigers. And the ball at about the 43.5, so just under 5 yards to go for a first down. Receivers left and right again. 2 to the left, 2 to the right, as Kaiser sets up the offense with 9:10 to go in the first half. Good-sized crowd here. They throw the screen, wide receiver screen to Hamilton. He breaks a tackle or two, now to the 30 before he's finally brought down inside the 30-yard line, and this time the Explorers breaking tackles.
Gavin Gosha saved a touchdown right there, Brent, as Kareem Hamilton broke through the line. He eluded a couple of tacklers, and if Gosha doesn't grab him at the 30, he's got a free ride into the end zone.
28-yard line of Herrin. First and 10, Marquette on the move here with 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right again with 8:48 to go in the second quarter. And Kaiser waits for the snap again. And the line moves before the snap, and 3 or 4 linemen moving early.
Somebody messed up the snap on that play, Brent, because half the team thought it was on 1, and half the team thought it was on 2, and the center thought it was on 2. So we're back at the 33.
5-yard penalty on the offense. Marquette moving back to a 1st and 15 at the Herrin 33-yard line. Tigers and Explorers battling here on this Saturday. And a man in motion is Hamilton, and they're going to throw it to Hamilton in the backfield on a little screen, and he dropped it there as he looked up to see where his openings would be, and it was incomplete.
Yeah, he had a little bit of daylight, but he's got to catch the ball first. He was looking to see where he was going to go after he caught it, and he just dropped it.
8:15 to go, 6-0 in favor of Herrin. They scored the touchdown. They did not attempt the extra point as the holder bobbled it, so no kick. And that's why we're at 6-0 here in the first half. Herrin with the lead and Marquette with the ball. Second down and 15. Handoff to Hamilton. Has some room up the middle, but it's closed quickly by number 20 again. Gosha making a lot of good plays. This one in open field tackle at the 28-yard line.
That was a good play by the Marquette offensive line. Hamilton had a good hole to get into, but like you said, Gosha came in and made a nice secure tackle of him after a 5-yard gain.
So it's 3rd down and 10 as he gains the 5 they lost on the penalty. 3rd and 10 from the 28-yard line of Herrin here with receivers left and right again. The Explorers Wait for the snap. Kaiser has it, looking over the middle. Now he looks to the sideline and finds a man open. It's caught to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! Number 22 with the grab, and that is Danny Holtz with a touchdown to tie the game.
Well, you know, Brent, earlier in the game, he dropped a pass, a similar play to that. This time he caught it, and he made a nice spin move when the defender came to tackle him. Spun away from that and went into the end zone. Got hit just as he crossed the goal line, but it's a touchdown for Marquette. Big play.
Kaiser to Holtz, 28 yards, and not only that, but it was 3rd and 10, and they'll try to take the lead on this extra point now. And Kaiser will hold it for Hofert. Hofert will try to give the Explorers their first lead here in Herrin. The kick is up, and it is good, and Marquette with 7:29 to go in the second quarter, taking the lead 7-6 over the Tigers. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Burco Construction provides all types of construction services, from new building projects to renovations. Directional boring is a specialty. Directional boring is a way to get utilities from one point to another without destroying existing ground or obstacles that are in between the 2 points. Directional boring goes above and beyond traditional trenching, connecting utilities and services in places where traditional trenching is impossible. In business since 1998, Burco Construction Company, 618-259-2440.
Set, hit. Protection! Can anyone over there give me protection? Danny Holt. Put me in, coach. I can offer protection. Set, hit. Not only can I protect the quarterback, I can protect your dreams. Call me, Gerard Fisher, 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Inside the 10, it's picked up there by Merrill. He breaks a tackle or two. Out to the 30, to the 40, still on his feet to the 50, to the Marquette 43-yard line as Merrill was chugging up the far sideline, and he would not be brought down until he's over the 50.
Well, he dropped they misplayed the kick, Brent. It hit about the 15, 12-yard line and rolled back to the goal line as Merrill didn't come up and catch it in the air. And once he picked it up, he ran down the right sideline through the first wave of Explorers and then broke 2 or 3 tackles till he got finally tackled at the 43.
Long return there sets Herrin up with good field position at the 43-yard line of Marquette. So now the Explorers back on defense to see if they can get a stop on the Herrin Tigers with the lead of 7-6. Marquette on top now. A touchdown for each team. Here's Milner running it to the right side, and he slips through for a couple of yards down near the 41 of Marquette.
Well, they're still trying, running it to their right, but this time when Milner got it, he was slowed up by the Explorers, only got about 2 yards on the play.
Explorers going 6-0 in the Prairie State Conference, winning the conference championship. 7-2 again, their overall record with those 7 wins in a row after they lost their first 2. Same as Herrin. They started 0-2 but have won 7 in a row. Here's a run to the right side. Merrill has no room at all, and a flag flies in there too. It's holding on the Tigers, and it looks like it's going to be, well, we'll see if they push him back 10 or not.
Well, you probably are going to have to, because as explosive as this running game is, you don't want to give them any opportunities, and they're going to, it's actually more than 10 yards because the penalty was called at about the 43-yard line.
Back to the 46-yard line, so Herrin at their own 46, and that'll make it second down at about 22. 20 yards, right at 20. First down marker is at the 34-yard line. 34 of Marquette. Second and 20, and here we go. Herrin with the ball, trailing Marquette 7-6 in the second quarter. We're halfway through the second period. Here's a handoff to Merrill. Good blocking this time, and he breaks it outside over the 50 to the 48-yard line. It'll be third and long.
Well, they fake the handoff to the fullback and then give it to Merrill, and that freezes the defensive line a little bit. they didn't react quick enough to stop Merrill at the line of scrimmage, and he was able to get 5 yards on the play. But 3rd down and 15 now for Marquette. They've got to stop them on this down, make them go long on 4th.
Either go for it or punt the ball, but we'll see if it comes to that. It's 3rd and long here. We'll see what Hayes, the quarterback, does. With the wishbone once again, 3 running backs back there. They'll pitch it to Butler. He gets a block, cuts it back to the 40, inside the 40, down near the 36-yard line. He's 2 yards short, maybe 3 yards short, but a big gain for Butler.
Yeah, they've been pounding the right side, and this time on 3rd and long, they run it to the left. And the Explorers didn't have enough coverage out there to stop them early, but they pursued the play well and stopped them just short of the 41, or the 36, I'm sorry.
Call it 4th down and 3, almost 3 yards to go for the first down here. And they're going to go for it on 4th down. Tigers at the Marquette 36, 37-yard line. It's Milner, the fullback. He's hit at the 35 and falls forward. And he may not have fallen forward enough. We'll see where they mark it.
That was a good play by Marquette's defensive linemen and linebackers. They plugged that hole, made the initial hit at about the 35, but the power of the running back he was able to roll over that and land at the 34. Like you said, you just don't know if he's got enough or not. They're bringing the chains to find out. I
think he might be a little short on this 4th and 3, but we're going to find out because here's the chains with 4:49 to go.
Yep.
And it is short by the length of a football. And it's short, and the Explorers with a stop, and they have the football now.
That was a really good defensive stand by Marquette. The holding penalty helped, moved them back 10 yards, but the defense stopped them on 4th down, and that's really huge for Marquette.
Marquette with the ball on offense. Still no turnovers in the football game as Marquette's going to get it at their own 34-yard line. 4:49 to go. Second quarter as we tick down towards halftime now in a 7-6 ball game. Kaiser back at quarterback. Just one running back as always for today, and that is number 13, and that is Kareem Hamilton. But it's Kaiser with a keeper, quarterback keeper over the 35 out near the 37, 38-yard line.
Kaiser has the ability to read the defensive line, and on that play, he decided, I'm not sure if that play was called or not, but he just decided that there was going to be a gap in that area. He just took the ball at the snap and just ran straight towards that point. But the Herrin defensive linebackers closed that hole pretty quick.
And so trips to the left of Kaiser now to the far side, right in front of the Marquette bench over there on the far side. Kaiser with a low snap. Hamilton gets the handoff. He's bumped out of bounds at the 43, 44-yard line, right near the first down.
It was a good play by Kaiser as the snap was low, Brent. He did a good job of picking it up without touching his knee to the ground, and they're giving Marquette the first down.
At the 44-yard line, their own 44-yard line. New play brought in. Number 10 checks into the game. Jordan Harris for Marquette. And the Explorers set it up once again. The offensive line, Nick Hofert, the center. Angleton, Hamburg, Drysdale, and Snyder. And with 4 minutes to go till halftime, it's a 7-6 Marquette lead here. Second quarter. Here's a pitch to Hamilton, looking for the outside. Nothing doing there. A couple of Tigers in the backfield, and Hamilton had nowhere to go.
Looked like the Herrin defense knew that play was coming. Brent, as soon as Hamilton got the pitch, he was inundated by orange jerseys.
And that's all the way back to the 36-yard line. A loss of about 8 yards there on that pitch as he was hit way in the backfield.
That was the first time that Kaiser had been under center instead of in the shotgun.
Two receivers left, two receivers right. They spread the offense again. And Kaiser will drop back to throw, and he throws it to the far side, reaching up, and it's Harris with the grab near the 50-yard line, number 10, with the long reach at 6'2", first down.
Jordan Harris is a big target to throw to, and he's got good ability to go up in the air and catch a pass that's above him, and he showed it on that play there.
3rd and 5. Not a first down because they lost a lot of yardage on that last play, but more manageable now at 3rd and 5 on that big pass from Kaiser to Harris, and now Kaiser to the air again. Nope, he's going to run, and he is stopped. Cannot get back to the line of scrimmage this time as they close the hole, and Brent Milner, the defensive end, 42, with a 1-yard loss to Kaiser.
Well, I'm not sure. I was watching the receivers on that. I'm not sure what happened in the backfield, but he did not apparently have a lot of time to throw or set up, so he just ate it.
And I'm not sure if, well, it's going to be 4th and about 6 yards to go here, right near midfield, and Marquette's going to punt it away with 2:40 to go, second quarter. Hoford keeping an eye on the play clock, which is now down under 10 to 5 seconds left. Hoford ready for the snap now. High snap, it goes over his head, and he'll have to jump on it at the 25-yard line. He waited and waited, and then the snap sailed over his head.
Oh, that's a bad break. The Explorers were hoping to punt it down deep into the Tigers' territory and make them go a long way for the touchdown, but 2.5 minutes to go in the half. They're inside the Explorer 25-yard line. Well, I guess they're about the 25.
Yeah, they'll mark it right on the 25-yard line, as that's where he jumped on it, and after it sailed over his head, he did have to just jump on the ball. Nothing to do then. And not a worse time for this to happen either, as you mentioned, with 2:26 till halftime.
Yeah, they're trying to take the lead into halftime. They're going to have a big defensive stop here. Now we've got a different formation for the Tigers.
And it's a shotgun formation. It's going to be a direct snap to Merrill, but he is stopped in the backfield. And Alex Hamburg, I'm not sure if he wasn't blocked or not, but he was in the backfield ready for Merrill, and he drops him for a 5-yard loss.
Well, they were kind of trying to run a little wildcat there. Instead of having the quarterback catch the snap, they snapped it to Harrell, but the snap was so high that everybody could see who was getting it. And like you said, Hamburg got into the backfield quick and brought him down with a good tackle.
Hamburg, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, number 60, defensive end. And now timeout is going to be called here with 1:47 to go. Herrin lost 5 yards on that play, so 2nd down and 15 from the Marquette 30 when we come back. Marquette still leading 7-6 here in Herrin. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Family-owned Johnson's Corner at 2000 State Street in Alton is the area's best corner bar and eatery. The restaurant is known for its homemade onion rings, fantastic pizza, and of course, its famous pork tenderloin. The bar is a friendly place to talk, laugh, make new friends, and of course, quench your thirst. Now you can watch live high school sports in the bar. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Johnson's Corner is an inviting place to enjoy good comfort food. Johnson's Corner, an Alton tradition.
With Joe Barrett, Brent Birkeland back here in Herrin, Williamson County down in southern Illinois for this Class 4A playoff game. Marquette on defense here after the Tigers timeout. They use their second timeout, and they have a 2nd down and 15 yards to go. Hayes is going to roll to his left. He's going to pass the ball near the goal line, and it is knocked away there. Man-to-man coverage back there, and Danny Holtz batted it away, but I don't think the receiver was going to catch it anyway as he got turned around.
No, Hayes had him open if he'd have thrown it towards the sideline, but he threw it down more towards the goal post. It was behind the receiver who had Holt beat initially. That was Patrick McGowan that was open, but he couldn't react to the football as it was behind him, and Holtz did and knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah, that play was intended to be passed toward the pylon, you're right, and not back toward the middle of the end zone, but it was incomplete. And so it's now 3rd and 15. And we'll see what Hayes and the offense does here. They fake the run again. They're going to pass it, and Hayes in trouble.
That's a lateral.
He pitches it back, and it's a lateral near the 50. It's still loose and grabbed by Herrin near the 50-yard line. Number 73 somehow got back there to get it. Corey Vaughn at 255 pounds.
That was an alert play by Vaughn, because if he doesn't pick it up, any of the Explorers that pick it up got 50 yards of open field with no Tigers around, and they could have easily had a 6-point touchdown on that play.
And he was the only Tiger there, along with 4 or 5 Marquette players.
Right, and he was quick to react to it, and he did the right thing. He just jumped on the ball. He didn't try to pick it up or anything. He just landed on it and held on.
Well, the amazing thing is if that's not a sack or a fumble or a lateral there, they might be able to try a field goal with their field goal kicker able to kick from up to 50 yards away, we're told. That would have been about a 47-yard attempt from the 30-yard line, but now as it is, they're back to the Marquette 48.
Herrin's really got away from what they do best on this drive, Brent. They run the ball best. They tried to do a couple different things, and it just didn't work for them.
Now a pooch punt is coming from number 3, the kicker, punter, Josh Haynes. Haynes bobbles it a little bit, rolling to his right, and a boot out of bounds near the 20. And we'll see where they mark this, somewhere down around the 20-yard line for Marquette, their own 20 with 1:14 to go.
Well, the Explorers dodged a bullet there. They had the bad snap, and Herrin had the ball 1st and 10 at the 25 with 2.5 minutes to go, and the Explorer defense did their job. They stopped them with a little help from the Tigers themselves, but the Explorers were able to come out of that without allowing any points, and now they've got it 1st and 10 at their 21-yard line.
And so Kaiser waits for the snap, and we'll see how Marquette plays it from their own 21-yard line. 1st and 10. They have 2 timeouts left here in the first half. Second quarter action. Kaiser going deep to Holtz, and too far for Holtz near the 50-yard line here on the near side.
As Holtz was breaking free, he stumbled at about the 35, and he lost a step. Kaiser didn't see that when he laid it out there. If Holtz hadn't stumbled, he'd have had that pass. He was behind the defender by half a step, but it was a nice play by the Explorers to try and hit that pass.
Now down to 1:08 to go. Trips to the near side. 3 receivers this way to the quarterback's right side, Kaiser. Brandon in the shotgun waits for the snap here with 1:08 to go. 68 seconds till halftime. They hand the ball off to Kareem Hamilton, and he dives forward. He found a hole and then dives out near the 30-yard line. And we're going to have a time
penalty flag, I think.
Oh, holding. I didn't even see the flag. It's holding on Marquette. Right in the middle of the field there, and right in the middle of that offensive line, there's the flag laying down. After about a 9-yard carry, that's going to push him back 10.
Well, they threw the flag at about the 25, so it'll be back around the 15. 15 or 16, so it's second down and about 15 to go.
15 to go with 1:02 to go. So Marquette backed up to their own 16-yard line after that penalty. Second down again.
Fortunately for the Explorers, they're running the clock now, so they really don't have to do anything as long as they don't turn it over. We should be able to get to halftime without any trouble.
Kaiser with a late pitch to Hamilton, and he is wrapped up and brought down out over the 20-yard line near the 23, 22.
One thing about Kaiser is he always is looking to pitch the ball back to Hamilton. He had a play last week where he ran about 30 yards and was going to get hit, and he, at that point, even though he was 30 yards downfield, he still pitched the ball back to Hamilton, who was able to score a touchdown on the play. So they're not afraid to put it up in the air to Hamilton anytime they can.
3rd down and 9, and Kaiser going deep again here, and it's overthrown, and the Herrin defender was closer to the ball there at midfield. It's going to be 4th and 9 with 9.4 seconds to go now. 4th down from their own 22.
Yeah, now the Explorers have to be able to get the snap off and the punt down the field. That'll probably end the half. They took a shot down the left side to Harris. He was covered well, and Kaiser just threw it past everybody.
But that did stop the clock for Herrin to get the ball back, and last time the snap to the punter Hoford was over his head. We'll see about this time from Billy standing at his own 10-yard line for the punt with the sunshine right in his face now as the sun pops out here. Just about halftime. He kicks it away from the return man. It's going to roll out of bounds with just a half second to go here before halftime. And about the 32-yard line,
That was a really good punt.
Yeah, it was. It took a Marquette roll for another 10 or 15 yards, down to the 32 of Herrin.
It's been a very good game so far, Brent. They're pretty evenly matched offensively for both teams. They each had good drives, and their defense has stopped them a couple times, and it's very even so far, I think.
We had the bad snap for Marquette on the punt. We had the bobbled extra point for Herrin, but technically no turnovers. And a 7-6 score on the board here as one play left before halftime. And it's going to be a running play to Milner. And he will carry it over the 40, out near the 44, a gain of 12 yards to wrap up the first half. And here at halftime, Marquette will go to the locker room with a lead in Herrin, Illinois. The Explorers 7, the Tigers 6. Joe and I back with halftime in a moment. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. First Mid-America Credit Union, exceeding members' expectations since 1934. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Macias Insurance, professional independent insurance agents. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com. Andy's Auto Body and Car Care, offering friendly service and reliable repairs since 1974. Liberty Bank, committed to providing excellent customer service above all else. Johnson's Corner, located at 2000 State Street in Alton, is the area's best corner bar and eatery. Burko Construction, offering all kinds of construction services from new building projects to renovations. Auto Butler Car Wash and Express Lube, located at 1706 Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. And Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East premier sports bar and grill.
Protection. Can anyone over there give me protection? Put me in, coach. I can offer protection. Set, hit. Not only can I protect the quarterback, I can protect your dreams. Call me, Gerard Fisher, 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
We're always looking for better ways to do things. But with some banks, better for them isn't always better for you.
You've reached Megabank. Press 1 to hear your current balance. Press 2 to hear these options again.
Introducing free Kasasa checking. When you do stuff for us, like swipe your debit card or get e-statements, we make it even better for you with cash back and refunds on ATM fees. Kasasa, carried locally at Liberty Bank. Do you, Kasasa?
I'll grab the birthday cake. You bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Red or black, silver or gold, new or used. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they know options are important to you. That's why they've made relationships with local dealerships where you'll receive all the extras with First Mid-America Credit Union's low rates and financing done on the spot. All you have to do is decide what you want. Your car, our loans, they're made for each other. www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a representative.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to TomLaneAgency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Herrin, Illinois. Joe Barrett, Brent Birkeland back here on the Big Z to bring you the second half of action here in this Class 4A first round playoff game in high school football. IHSA State Football Playoffs, and 7-6 here at halftime. Both teams back out onto the field now. Both teams in the locker room making some adjustments here. First quarter, 28 seconds remaining in that first quarter. A 2-yard touchdown run by Merrill. He scored. Chase Merrill scoring a touchdown for Herrin. The extra point was no good as the holder bobbled that extra point, so there was no kick, and it was 6-0 in favor of Herrin at that point. It stayed that way till 7:29 to go in the second quarter when Kaiser hit Holtz on a 28-yard touchdown pass on 3rd and 10. That 28-yard touchdown pass tied the game at 6, and then Nick Hofert with the extra point to make it 7-6 in favor of Marquette. That's where we are, Joe, and going to the second half now.
Yeah, you always wonder how a team's going to come out. They sit around for 15 minutes after playing for an hour, and then they come back out. They got to get loose. They've got to be ready, prepared to meet the intensity of the other team. And I got a feeling that Herrin's going to come out here and really want to run the ball against Marquette. First thing the Explorers have to do is get a decent kickoff and try and pin the Tigers back inside their own 30.
Well, this first possession will be key and will be big, as you mentioned, with the Tigers coming out of the locker room in front of their home crowd on their home field here and trailing 7-6. So you know that they want to put a good drive together and try and take the lead. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah, but like I said, Brent, one problem the Explorers have had most of the time this year is on their kick coverage. If they play against a decent team that's got a good return man, they have a hard time stopping them inside the 40-yard line. This is going to be a key kickoff for the Explorers.
We'll see what kind of field position the orange and black will get here. The Tigers back deep to receive the kick, and it is Chase Merrill, number 24, back, and Hofert will put a toe into it, and a squib kick that hits off of Butler, one of the up men, and then rolls to the 20. It's brought back to the 30, 35-yard line by number 12 on the return there, and that's Devontae Branch, a senior, and up over the 35 to the 36, so decent field position for Herrin here to start.
Yeah, but the Explorers were intent on keeping the ball away from Merrill. They didn't want him to get a good return like he did earlier in the first half. So I think the Explorers will be happy with this. Now they just got to stop the Tigers on this first set of downs.
And again, back to the ground, we suspect, for the orange and black here. Tigers ball at their own 36-yard line. As we get the third quarter underway, the second half underway here. Here's a handoff to Merrill over the right side. Looking for room, cannot find room. Back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it as the Explorers, a host of Explorers there to make the play, led by number 52, it looked like, Riley Bamper, the linebacker.
Well, Bamper got good penetration. He slowed Merrill up. Looked like he was going to drop him for about a 2-yard loss, but Merrill just doesn't give up, Brent. He just keeps fighting and struggling, and he nearly got back to the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 10, 11:20 to go, third quarter. And here's another play for the Tigers from the line of scrimmage here on second down. And this time Hayes is going to keep it. He runs over the left side for a gain of about 3 out to the 39-yard line. Third down.
David Drysdale got an arm out on him and grabbed him before he could get any real good forward progress going, and he held on and brought him down at the 39-yard line. Short gain, and now it's third and about 7, and the Explorers need a good defensive play here to make Herrin punt and get the ball back to the Marquette offense.
Defensive stop is what they're looking for here with those 4 defensive linemen and those 5 linebackers playing right behind that line. Here's a pitch to Butler. He's hitting the backfield but breaks a tackle. Now to the 45, to the 46. He may have gotten a first down somehow out of that play.
Yeah, the Explorers really had that play covered. They had him slowed up a couple different times, but it's one of those things, Brent. If you don't grab them and wrap them up, you're really not going to be able to bring these Herrin tackles, these Herrin running backs down, because they just keep fighting for that extra yardage. And he broke 2 or 3 tackles before they finally stopped him at the 46.
David Drysdale and Shanahan Snyder both had chances to get him at about the 40-yard line, it looked like, and boom, just like that, he's out to the 46, a first down, 1st and 10, as Butler makes the run this time. Now it's the fullback, Milner, over the left side and follows his left tackle out near midfield. Gain of 3, it's 2nd down and 7.
Alex Hamburg came over and he was in on that tackle too, but they still were able to get 3 yards on the play. And if Herrin's able to pick up 3 yards of play, Brent, they're going to be going for it on 4th and short if they have that opportunity. So Marquette's really got to stop at the point of attack and keep the Tigers from going forward.
Hayes waiting for the snap, long count, and a handoff goes to Butler.
Fumble.
And a fumble there, and maybe he was ruled down, but Holtz had it for a moment, it looked like, but it rolled right back to Butler at the Marquette 49.
That was a good defensive play. Marquette got good penetration, slowed that play up, and they were able to stop Butler. Again, though, he keeps driving forward. He was able to get 2 more yards out of the play, but it was a good stop for Marquette. Now they need another one.
3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 as they need to get to the Marquette 44 for a first down. And right near midfield, Herrin will line it up again. Hayes gives to Merrill over the right side, a gain of a couple. It's going to be 4th down, and 4th down and probably about 3 more to go.
Yep, they're sending in a different package. I don't think they're going to bring the quarterback out, so they may be.
Yeah, the punter's coming in.
But he runs a little sprint when he punts, Brent, so we'll see if he changes things up and doesn't punt. But if I'm the Explorers, I wouldn't give away that they're punting right here.
Haynes back, we'll see. He's going to drop back to his own 45-yard line and waits for the snap. He rolls to his right and he boots it away. Hits at the 20, rolls out of bounds at the far side, about the 17-yard line. And here in the third quarter, Marquette's going to get their first possession of the second half with 8:37 to go here in the third period, and Marquette's still leading 7-6.
Well, you got to expect the Explorers got to be really happy about being able to stop Herrin on that first possession of the second half. They I thought they had them stop the first set of 3 downs but they were able to pick up the first down on 3rd and long. This time on 3rd and relatively short, they were able to stop them and make them punt. Now they've got average field position from their 20.
8:37 to go. Still a partly cloudy day. The clouds still in control of this Saturday. And here's a pitch coming to the near side and out to the 21-yard line. Going to be a gain of a couple of yards here to the near side.
Yeah, that was a pitch over to Kareem Hamilton. He picked up 2 yards on the play, but the Tigers strung that play out. They met up with their blockers and just made Hamilton try and choose a spot to run and allowed their linebackers to come in and cover him before he could get too far downfield.
About the 22-yard line. Second down and 8 yards to go as they started this drive at their own 20-yard line. Receivers left and right, and now a timeout called. Marquette and Coach Matt Booker would like a timeout here on offense with 7:53 to go in the third quarter. Marquette leading 7-6, and they call timeout. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Family-owned Johnson's Corner at 2000 State Street in Alton is the area's best corner bar and eatery. The restaurant is known for its homemade onion rings, fantastic pizza, and of course, its famous pork tenderloin. The bar is a friendly place to talk, laugh, make new friends, and of course, quench your thirst. Now you can watch live high school sports in the bar. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Johnson's Corner is an inviting place to enjoy good comfort food. Johnson's Corner, an Alton tradition.
I'll grab the birthday cake, you bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
7-6, Marquette calling a timeout. Now they're ready to go at their own 22-yard line. Kaiser waits for the snap in the shotgun. He's going to hand it to Hamilton. Has a hole at the line of scrimmage and then out to the 23. Gain of just a yard or two as that hole closed up quickly.
Yeah, Joseph Hawkins made the initial play for the Tigers. There was a gap there for Hamilton to run through, but he didn't get his full power behind him, and the Herrin Tigers were able to stop him after a short game.
So third down and 7. Mark the ball at the 23, and they need to get out to the 30-yard line. Marquette at their own 23-yard line on 3rd and 7. Kaiser back to throw. Throwing to the sideline, and Holtz coming down to get the ball, but underthrown there at the 25-yard line. Incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. That would have only been good for a couple yards anyway.
Yeah, it was a poorly thrown ball by Kaiser. He threw the ball low and to the side of Holtz. Holtz had to dive to catch it. Even if he catches it, he's not going anywhere because his knees are down. So Explorers have to punt.
7:11 to go, third quarter. Hofert waiting for the snap. He grabs it and boots it here to the near side. Not even going to get to midfield. Well, now it does on a bounce, and it will roll to about the 39-yard line of Herrin. So he got about a 12-yard bounce there as it hit near midfield, and Marquette coming back on the field for defense.
Initially, that punt looked like it was headed towards us, Brent, out of bounds, and for some reason it hit right along the out-of-bounds line and rolled straight towards the end line. And the Explorers got a really good bounce out of that because I'm not sure if Hofert meant to kick it like that or not, but he was definitely keeping it away from their return man.
Now the sun pops out, bright sunshine here as the third quarter rolls on. 6:59 to go in the third, and Hayes going to be in the pistol formation. First time we've seen this formation too on offense, and Hayes going to hand it off, and it is up the middle to Chase Merrill. Merrill to the 41-yard line, a gain of 2.
Yeah, they're trying to spread the Explorers out. Andrew Knowles was in on the tackle for the Explorers, and they closed that center up pretty quick. It's a good play by the defensive line for Marquette.
Knowles, defensive tackle, 5'10", 220-pound senior. Hayes gets a new play in from the sideline, and head coach Jason Carnes and the Herrin Tigers going 5-0 in the conference, 7-2 overall this season. It's the pistol again, a handoff to Milner. Breaks a tackle. Now he comes out to the 43-yard line before he's bumped out of bounds here on the near side.
Well, the Explorers made a nice, they got an initial penetration, but defensively for Marquette, Alex Callens came up and made a real nice tackle at the 43-yard line.
54 and 64 also in on that play. Chris Angleton, Andrew Knowles, along with Cowens. And now we're at third down again. 3rd and 6 for Herrin.
Yeah, Marquette's defense has played pretty well on these third down plays today, Brent. They've really been able to hold Herrin from getting any big plays on these.
And the snap back, hand to Merrill. Merrill looking to the right side, can't find any room to run, and Jackson Morrissey, number 33, in on that tackle, it looked like, and that's going to be 4th down and 5 to go.
Jackson Morrissey's a sophomore, Brent, and he's played real well for the Explorers all year. This is the first time we've really called his name today, but he's an integral part of their linebacking core, and he made a nice tackle on that play.
And so 4th and 5, and Holtz will drop back deep, see if he can return the punt here. Again, the punt coming from Josh Haynes, number 3, and almost blocked there is number 65 right in his lap, David Drysdale, and going to go out of bounds near the 20-yard line again. We'll see, well, they're going to mark it at the 30 as it went onto the track there on the far side. So Marquette at their own 30-yard line here, leading 7-6 back on offense.
Well, you got to give it to the Explorer defense. They've been able to hold Herrin to 3 and out on that last series. Now a little better position for Marquette. Let's see if they can control the ball and get downfield and get some points.
And after the game, we announce our Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game, as always, here on the Big Z. 5:35 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Marquette ball again. Up under center now, it's Kaiser. Halfback pass, and Hamilton has a man open. Holtz will grab it at the 45-40, 35-30. Chasing him down the sideline to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Marquette. Holtz will score as he grabbed it at midfield, went to the middle of the field, and he was gone.
That was a play that Marquette has not run all year, Brent. And when you're keying on Kareem Hamilton on that pitch, they're rushing up, and they had 2 Explorers back at about the 45, 50-yard line, wide open, 10 yards behind the Tigers. And when all Hamilton had to do was throw it up high enough so Holtz could catch it. And he was wide open and took it in for the touchdown. That was a great call by the Explorers.
70 yards in all on the halfback pass, and now Hoford will try to tack on the extra point. It's in the air, and it's good, and it's now 14-6. The Marquette Explorers lead as they score another touchdown, and their first touchdown was through the air. Kaiser with a touchdown pass, and now it's Kareem Hamilton with a touchdown pass.
Yep, it wasn't pretty, but they were so open, Brent. And Kareem really, I mean, he threw the ball about 40 yards in the air, which you have to do on that play, and he's not known for his throwing ability. He's known for his running ability, but he made the play when it counted, and Danny Holtz caught it. He got a good block downfield from the other receiver and was able to just run into the end zone. It was, you know, it's one of those things. I was not expecting that at all. It was a great call by the Marquette coaching staff.
14-6 now in favor of Marquette, and the Explorers will kick it off with 5:22 to go here in the 3rd quarter. That's when Marquette gets another touchdown, and we've had 1 touchdown in each quarter. The 1st quarter, Herrin scored a TD. 2nd quarter, it was Marquette with a touchdown. Now in the 3rd quarter, the Explorers tack on another TD, and they lead it 14-6. An 8-point lead here at Herrin High School for Marquette with 5 minutes to go, 3rd period. And Hoford ready to kick it off to the Tigers again. And teeing it up at his own 40-yard line. He boots one down the middle of the field to Merrill. He's inside the 5, and he breaks it out to the 20, 25. Now he pops to the outside, 30, 35, 40. Out near the 45-yard line, and here's a flag, late flag flying in on the sideline.
That came from the official who was back at the Marquette 40, and I'm not sure what the call is here. We have a there was a late block that came in, and it's against Herrin, and they really didn't need to throw it. He was going down out of bounds, and a guy came in and pushed an Explorer in the back, and that's going to hurt Herrin here. Move them back, instead of being at the 45 or the 43, they're going to be back inside their 35.
And so now they mark it off on the illegal block there. Block in the back to the 33-yard line goes Herrin, their own 33. And now the Tigers with the offense. See what they do with it here at their own 33-yard line.
Well, it looks like they've gone away from their power running game, Brent. They're trying to spread the Explorers out, see if they can catch lightning in a bottle here.
Man in motion, and they'll hand it off to him, and he tries the end around. Nothing doing there. Back to the 30-yard line. Number 21, Patrick McCowan, a wide receiver, trying to turn the corner, but he's going to lose 3 yards.
Alex Hamburg made a nice play. He got good penetration. He just blew that whole play up by getting deep into the backfield. He didn't make the tackle, but he knocked him off balance, and the other Explorers were able to come in to make the tackle.
Linebackers get ready. Nick Hoford right in the middle of that defense. Linebacker right center of the field, and with 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. Second down and 13. Hayes going to the air and throws it up for grabs. Holtz is going to pick it off. It's underthrown. He grabs it at the 50. Intercepted by Marquette. Back to the 40-yard line goes Holtz. And he has our first turnover of the game. Back to the Herrin 40-yard line.
That was just a poorly thrown pass. And the receiver, intended receiver on that play, Brent, was Patrick McCowan again, I believe. And it was underthrown. The thing about Danny Holtz is he's always looking into the quarterback's backfield to watch to see where the ball's coming from. And he reacted to that ball a lot quicker than McGowan did and was able to catch it and get a decent return. Explorers have it first and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Tigers.
And as you mentioned, the ball way underthrown there, and Hayes, who doesn't throw the ball much, we know, throws an interception here, and Danny Holtz picks it off. Our first turnover of the game. We'll see if Marquette can make him pay for that. Here's Kaiser with a run. He'll gain a couple to the 38-yard line before he's stacked up after a gain of a couple.
Now the Explorers went with an empty backfield. It was just a call for the quarterback to run that. They were hoping to catch the Tigers open soft in the middle, but they only got 3 yards on the play, but that's a good play for Marquette.
And they'll mark it at the 37, a gain of about 3 yards. Second down and 7 from the Herrin 37. They line it up with Kaiser. Shotgun there, and Hamilton just off to his left, back in the backfield with him. 3 receivers to the near side, trips to the right. Here's the handoff. Hamilton, nothing doing there. At the line of scrimmage, a couple of Tigers there. Milner, number 42, in on the tackle.
Yeah, good defensive play. They gave him a yard on the forward progress. Good defensive play by the Tigers. Now it's third down and 6 for Marquette.
And we're starting to get a little talk after each play now, so the referee's trying to calm that down so they don't have to throw any flags. A little chippy out there now in the third quarter. 3 minutes to go, third period. In Herrin, Illinois, the Tigers hosting the Explorers. Kaiser throws it, and it's wide to the receiver, Harris, and he throws it out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, he tried to catch Harris on that, just a stop pattern. He was right at the first down marker. He was well covered. He had to throw it away so that he had to throw it in that direction so that the pass wouldn't get intercepted. And Harris couldn't react quick enough to catch it.
4th and 7. It looks like Marquette's going to go for it here. And a timeout called by Marquette as they wanted to see the Herrin defense, I believe, there too. But with 2:55 to go, Marquette using their second timeout of this third quarter. Back in a moment. The Explorers 14, the Tigers 6. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There is also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
Welcome back to Herrin. And Brent Berkland back with you here alongside Joe Barrett and alongside RiverBender.com along for the ride today. And we get ready for a 4th down play for Marquette. 4th and 7 from the 37 of Herrin. Kaiser sets up the offense. Kaiser back to pass. Brandon looking to the far side. That's going to be picked off by Butler on the far sideline. He's to the 40, to the 50, back to the middle of the field, now to the 45-yard line. And I'm not sure who Kaiser was looking at, but it went right to Butler.
I think he was probably trying to get Alec Harris or Jordan Harris out there on the sideline pattern again. He just didn't have enough on it. Butler was able to step in and intercept it.
Interception each way now. Holtz and now Butler, so they trade interceptions here.
And that gives Herrin some momentum, Brent. They're feeling a lot better about themselves now. They got 1st and 10 at the Marquette 45-yard line. Back to their power running game.
Wishbone once again and under center once again. It's Hayes. He hands the ball off. Goes over the left side. A good push by the line this time as they drive him down near the 40, 41-yard line. A gain of about 4, 2nd down.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that Marquette went for that on 4th and long. I thought that they'd try and kick the ball, get them back inside their 20, but now the Tigers have some momentum. They pick up 4 yards on their 1st down play, and then they're probably in 4-down territory now.
The only thing I was thinking about is going for it on 4th down, as the Marquette defense has played so well that you can afford to give him the ball near midfield, and they gave him the ball on an interception. Here's Milner breaking a tackle to the 30, to the 20. He's into the red zone as he knocked down a couple of Explorers on the way. I think Alex Hamburg was one of them.
Yeah, they had him at the line of scrimmage. They had him hit twice, but he just kept his balance and just driving forward. Jackson Morrissey finally tackles him from behind at the 20-yard line.
Right on the 20-yard line. What a run by Milner that time, the fullback, as he went crashing over a couple of Explorers, and he was on his way here on the near side. And he's the up man in the wishbone again, Brent Milner. He won't get it this time. It's going to be Merrill. Chase Merrill breaks outside. Now a flag flies as the ball carrier's down near the 10-yard line, but that may come back.
Taz Walls had a shot at him on that play, Brent, and he got held. And I'm pretty sure that's what they're calling, because that allowed Butler to get the corner.
So they're
Merrill to get the corner.
Yeah, they're going to push the Tigers back.
I think it was holding on Butler was the man who was doing it. And it's a 50-50 shot. If he doesn't hold him, Taz Walls still has to make that tackle. And it would have been a hard tackle to make, but, it's an instinctive thing. When you think you're beat, you reach out and grab hold of somebody. So it's a break for the Explorers. Now they got to capitalize on it.
Ball goes back to the 27-yard line of Marquette. And so they're not in the red zone anymore. We'll see if they get back there, though. The Tigers on a 1st down, they'll have 1st down over again. It'll be 1st and 17 now. And they will run it again. And to the right again, it's Merrill. Merrill breaking a couple of tackles near the 23-yard line. A gain of 3 or 4 yards there.
Marquette's pursuit is really helping them, keeping him from getting any big yardage out of that. He's still gaining positive yardage, but he's not getting the 8 to 10 yards of carry that Herrin's used to. But you might want to watch out for a counter play where they fake it one way and counter back the other way, because the Explorers' pursuit may get them out of position.
And this is the big side of the field here. They went to the short side of the field last time, and that ball is on the right hash mark again. They're going to come to the left this time, and they're going to throw it, and it's going to be near the goal line. It's going to be picked off by Holtz again. He's just inside the end zone, and he'll run it out over the 20. The ball was underthrown again, and it's intercepted by Holtz again.
The quarterback, Hayes, has got to get rid of that ball quicker. The receiver's open, and the earlier he throws it, the less amount of time the ball's in the air because he can catch the receiver quicker before he gets farther downfield. And that allows Danny Holtz to react to the ball once it's in the air. And that's one of his best points, is that Holtz can react to the football once it's in the air, and he makes plays. He's a big playmaker for the Explorers.
And we had no turnovers. Now we've had back-to-back-to-back picks, 3 interceptions in a row. 2 of them by Marquette, and those were both by number 22, Danny Holtz. Now they give to Hamilton. The defense stretching it out there, and that's going to be a loss of a couple yards as Hamilton was running left.
Yeah, the Tigers string that play out. They know that Hamilton, when he gets it, they're just going to wait for him to try and cut it upfield, but they string it out as far as they can along the sidelines and finally stop him for a loss.
Now we're going to the 4th quarter. That's the end of 3 here, and Marquette's lead is still 14-6 over the home team, Herrin, here in the first round of the playoffs. 4th quarter on the way. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
If you want your car to look stunning and keep it running, then take your car to Andy's Auto Body and Complete Car Care Center. Andy's ASE certified mechanics perform oil changes, suspension repair, air conditioning repair and service, engine diagnostics, warranty maintenance, tires, brakes, and shocks, plus state-of-the-art Hawkeye alignment. Like Andy's on Facebook. Andy's Auto Body and Car Care Center with 2 locations in Alton and Maryville is your car's home away from home.
Burco Construction provides all types of construction services, from new building projects to renovations. Directional boring is a specialty. Directional boring is a way to get utilities from one point to another without destroying existing ground or obstacles that are in between the 2 points. Directional boring goes above and beyond traditional trenching, connecting utilities and services in places where traditional trenching is impossible. In business since 1998, Burco Construction Company, 618-259-2440.
Set, hit. Protection. Can anyone over there give me protection? Danny Holt. Put me in, coach. I can offer protection. Set, hit. Not only can I protect the quarterback, I can protect your dreams. Call me, Gerard Fisher, 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
And we start the 4th quarter now here on Z1570. Again, after the game, we announce our Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game. The Marquette Explorers start the 4th quarter with another halfback pass, but this one is incomplete, out of bounds by Hamilton. And so it's 3rd down and 12, and Kaiser is back to throw again. He's in trouble and being chased from behind, and he will be sacked from behind, back near the 10-yard line, and it's going to be 4th and long, and it's time for Marquette to punt the ball.
Well, on that play, Marquette had 4 receivers out, and they all ran fairly deep patterns, which took a while for them to get downfield, and they weren't very well open. Kaiser made a late decision to run, which was probably a little bit too late, and he got dropped for a loss. Now we have to punt.
Yeah, back at the goal line now is Hofert, so you're hoping Herrin doesn't get great field position here, but they might with 11:46 to go in the game now. The 4th quarter is underway. And this kick hits at the 35, rolls to the 40, and then out of bounds at about the 44-yard line of Herrin, of Marquette, I should say. So Herrin 43 yards away from pay dirt, and now the Marquette bench chatting with the official, and he calls an unsportsmanlike penalty on the Marquette bench, and they wouldn't stop yapping over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on, but one of the assistant coaches must have been saying something to the referee, because he looked right at him and threw the flag.
I watched the referee. He's put up his hand 2 or 3 times to have him stop, and he didn't stop, and so that's a big 15-yard penalty, and it will now be at the 28-yard line of Marquette for the Tigers.
Yeah, Marquette stopped them the last 2 times on interceptions. They've got good field position inside the 30. And now the defense really needs a big stand right here.
And it's an 8-point game, remember, 14-6. Marquette with the lead. 2 touchdowns for the Explorers. 1 touchdown for Herrin. And here's the snap. Hayes will pitch it to Merrill. Merrill with a head of steam here. Tries to get to the outside, and he cannot as Cowens was there. He fought off a block, and Cowens brings him down after a 2-yard gain.
Merrill has a very strong arm when he tries to stiff arm him. He's been able to keep the Explorers away from him, but Alex Cowens just would not give up on that play, Brent. He fought through the stiff arm. He grabbed hold of the jersey, and he wouldn't let go, and that's a feisty little play by Cowens.
Cowens with a good play there, and he's made some plays today. 5'8" sophomore. Playing that outside linebacker, or that cornerback, really, on the edge there by the tight end. And here's Merrill again to the right side, and he busts through to the 20 and inside the 20 as he goes banging down on the right side, and he's into the red zone at about the 18-yard line.
Should be, I think it's pretty close. It should be pretty good. They're going to measure it. But that was just a good run by Merrill. He ran into a crowd of people, and none of the Explorers could get a hand on him, and he just burst through that and picked up an extra 3 or 4 yards. And I got a feeling he's pretty close to the first down.
They're going to bring the chains all the way over here to the near side with 10:51 to go in the game. The 4th quarter. And again, we've had 1 touchdown in each of the first 3 quarters, and that's going to be a first down. The marker is right in the middle of the football at the 18-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
Well, just hard running by Merrill picked up that yardage. He made that on his own.
Another good hard run by the Tigers. Marquette with a couple of touchdown passes here today. And Herrin, well, they haven't scored in a long time. It was late in the first quarter when they scored their only touchdown of the game. And that was a long time ago. We're now at 10:40 to go in the 4th period. And Hayes at the 18-yard line will hand it off. Here's Merrill again, breaking through, though, and a loss of 1 as Alex Hamburg made a good open field tackle on Merrill.
Yeah, they had that play was designed to go off tackle, and Merrill tried to break it to the outside, and Hamburg got away from his block and just in and grabbed Merrill around the knee area and brought him down. It was a good play by Alex Hamburg.
So back at the 19.5-yard line, a loss of 1.5 yards. We'll have to see what Herrin has in store here on 2nd down, and they call it 11 to go. Need to get to about the 8-yard line. Hayes going to keep it here. He turns the corner and back near the line of scrimmage, maybe 1 yard gain, and that's it.
Yeah, they keep running to the right, Brent. They've got, and the Explorers are really forcing them to run to they open. The left side is open, but the Explorers are overplaying their the right side of the Herrin offensive line, and there just isn't a lot there.
And that's the short side of the field again, the near hash mark here, and they're still running to this short side of the field, and not much room to work with there. So now it's 3rd down, and still about 11 to go.
Going left this time.
Snap back, and the pitch is out to the left and trying to break it outside. The ball carrier with a first down, and now it's a touchdown. Right to the corner, right to the pylon goes Patrick McCowan, a wide receiver who took it on an end around for 6.
Yeah, man, and you could see it coming, Brent, because they've been going right. And the Explorers were overplaying that way, and when they ran it to the left, they actually had a shot at him at about the 15-yard line, and they just couldn't bring him down. He broke through that tackle, and nobody could stop him before he got in the end zone. Now they're going to go for 2 to tie it up.
Try to tie it at 14-14 because now it's 14-12. And still a lot of time left, 9:08 to go, and that 18-yard touchdown run, again, as Joe mentioned, to the wide side of the field. They had a lot of room to work with when they went left. And now they'll try to tie the game, and first a timeout is called before the 2-point try. Herrin going to talk it over here in a 14-12 game.
Yeah, their coach was not happy with something that he saw out there, and now he's bringing the offense over to try and run something. This is a big play for them. They don't want to they're trying to tie the game up to put pressure on Marquette. If they don't tie the game up, Marquette doesn't have the pressure to have to move the ball downfield. They can rely on their defense, but right now the Herrin coaching staff's trying to put together a play that'll get them 2.5, 3 yards for that extra 2-point conversion.
And they're talking it over here with 9:08 to go in a 14-12 ball game. Herrin had the lead 6-0. Then it was Marquette on top, 7-6. That was our halftime score, 7-6. Then in the third quarter, midway through the third, Marquette scored again, led 14-6. And it stayed that way until 9:08 to go in the game. Right now, 3 minutes into the fourth quarter, Herrin scores a touchdown. Now they go for 2, and they're going to try to tie the ball game. Here's a pitch to Merrill. To the right side he goes, and Merrill diving, and he's in. He's in. And the 2-pointer makes it a 14-14 score.
It looked like the Explorers had that play well defended, but Merrill just burst through a little seam and dove towards the end zone and landed inside. So he got the 2-point conversion and tied it up.
Well, the pressure was on to get a 2-pointer, and they got it and tied it here, and their home fans here on the near side making a lot of noise now. Big crowd here gathered in Herrin, and the Tigers have tied the Explorers at 14-14, and 9 minutes to go in the game.
Now the Explorers just got to get back on offense and move the ball down the field, control the clock, keep the ball out of the Herrin's offense, and try and get some points on the board.
Try to run a little time off the clock, too, in case they have to give the ball back to the Tigers as well. It'll be interesting now, the last 9 minutes of this ball game. And the kick is going to come from number 3, Josh Haynes, the junior.
He has the ability, Brent, to kick it into the end zone, so the Explorers probably won't get a chance at a return here.
Got a little wind behind his back, almost a crosswind from right to left. And number 3 tees it up at his 40, and now it blows off the tee right at the last second there.
That's a balk.
That's right. Well, we mentioned the wind, and there it is. Little breeze blowing the ball off the tee.
Yeah, it fell over right as he was getting ready to kick. They might have to have somebody hold it for him. I don't know.
Now the kicker lost his momentum. Now he'll tee it up again. Ready to go again with 9 minutes left in the game. And this one is a line drive that sails over the head of Hamilton. Into the end zone it goes, and Haynes does it again.
Yeah, he's got a good leg, and like you said, with the wind behind him, he was able to drive that into the end zone. The Explorers have a long field from their 20.
And it'll be interesting, the play call, too. The run, the pass, what's coming now from Coach Matt Booker and the Explorers here. As the ball is set at the 20-yard line, and Herrin trying to make some noise here. The crowd for the defense. Marquette on the far side making some noise for the offense. And ready to go as they spread the offense out here with 9:05 to go. It's Kaiser changing the play here, it looks like, at the line of scrimmage. And he's in the shotgun. He's going to run it, and he runs over Hamilton, or vice versa, and he pushes him to the ground, a loss of 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. There was a lot of confusion in the backfield before the snap, and then when Kaiser got the snap, he was just going to run straight ahead, and Hamilton didn't react properly. Thought he was going to fake the handoff to him. And instead, he ended up bumping into him, causing him to fall down.
Bumped him down to the ground with 8:30 to go in the game now. It's 2nd down and 11. Loss of about 1 yard. Kaiser back to throw again. Looking right. He throws it to an open receiver. It's caught there over the 25, out near the 26 or 7-yard line. And Holtz with the grab again, number 22.
Yeah, he was open. He's just running a little 5-yard pattern on the side over there and stops, and the defenders are too far off of him. He gets that reception and picks up an extra couple yards, and it's 3rd and short for Marquette.
8-yard pass there makes it 3rd and 3 as we dip under 8 minutes to go in the game. 3rd and 3. Marquette at their own 27 in a tie game now. 14-14. 4th quarter. Marquette calling their last timeout, and we'll see the flag dropped first, and it's going to be a delay of game as the play clock ran out before they got the timeout.
Well, the Explorers have had that happen to them in the first half, where they stopped before they called timeout right before the 25-second clock ran out. This time they weren't able to do it. They've only got one timeout left. They didn't waste it on that play.
Herrin still has 2 of their timeouts to go. So now it's 3rd and 8. Push back 5 yards. Kaiser looking for Harris, but he throws it wide and out of bounds here on the near side as Harris was making his break. It's incomplete.
Yeah, a little messed up on the timing on that, Brent. Kaiser threw it too far to the sideline. Harris didn't pick it up quick enough to react to catch it. Now the Explorers have to punt it and hope that their defense can hold the Tigers, who seem to have a lot of momentum right now.
Yeah, they got the momentum with that big 4th quarter score, and now with 7:38 to go, Hofert back to punt in a tie ball game as the kick is in the air. McCowan back to his 45-yard line. It hits near midfield, and it's going to be down there by Andrew Knowles at the Herrin 48-yard line.
That was a good punt. He got it up in the air. He got time for his Explorer defenders to get down there, and McGowan decided to just let the ball bounce instead of trying to catch it and maybe get a fumble out of it. So Herrin will have it 1st and 10 with good field position. Now the Marquette defense has to show us what they're made of.
7:31 to go as Herrin takes over again. And we'll see what they do near midfield here. Again, they're 52 yards away from a score.
They really don't need a touchdown. They need a field goal to take the lead.
That's right. And here's the snap. And to the right goes Merrill again. And he busts through for almost 5 yards. Maybe right at 5 yards. 2nd down.
Yeah, the same old bread and butter play they've been running most of the day. Double lead to the right side, and the Explorers are not able to stop him before he gets 5 yards on the play.
Class 4A football playoff action today from Herrin, Illinois, here on the Big Z. About 130 miles away from the River Bend. And here's the handoff to Butler. Left side this time. Butler spinning forward, and he's near the 1st down. Maybe 3rd and less than a yard now.
Well, I'm not sure where they're going to spot it. They're talking to each other. It looks like they're going to be a little short.
43-yard line. Another half yard to go here on 3rd down. 6:30 to go in the game.
Well, that time they ran left, and the Explorers were prepared, but they weren't able to stop him before he got 4 yards on the play. Now the defense has a 3rd and short. This is almost a give-me for Herrin.
We'll see what Hayes runs. It's a quarterback keeper. Nope, he's going to hand to the fullback, Milner. He has a 1st down and more. Right around the 40-yard line, maybe just inside the 40-yard line. 1st and 10.
That power running starting to wear down the Explorers' defensive line, and they're a little slow reacting to some of these plays now.
Right on the Marquette 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10. That 3rd quarter was a little wacky as Marquette scored a touchdown. Then we had 3 interceptions in a row. 2 by Marquette's Danny Holtz. Interception, 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 and now things have settled down in the 4th quarter, but we're tied now at 14. Here's Merrill looking for a hole right side. Cowens brings him down, but not before he's to the 34-yard line, a gain of 6.
Yeah, they looked like Marquette had that strung out to where they could get in there to slow him down, but nobody's bursting through that gap to tackle him, and he turns the corner and just keeps powering his way for 6 yards on that play.
2nd down and 4 as now we're down to 5:20 to go in the game. Keep an eye on the clock here. In a tie ball game, 14 all, and Here's Hayes under center. Quarterback, Hayes, hands to Milner. Milner trying to break free of a tackle there. Hofert had him by the shoestrings and brings him down. No gain.
Yeah, Nick Hofert got in there and grabbed hold of his left foot, wouldn't let go. Was waiting for somebody to come in and help him, and finally the Explorers were able to get him down. 3rd and 4 now, Brent. Another big play for Marquette's defense coming up.
3rd down again for the Tigers. 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Tigers with a long count. They'll hand it to Merrill over the left side, and he bursts through and all the way down near the 40-yard line. He was hit at the line of scrimmage, and you look up, and he's 4 yards forward.
Yeah, that's what your offensive line can do for you. They just keep pushing people back. He got a good spot on that. He was actually down a little bit shorter than that, but they mark it right near the 30, which is going to be close to a first down. They'll have to measure.
Boy, there was a big pile of offensive players, defensive players right there at the line of scrimmage. But once he hits all those players, that pile just drives forward, and it's usually 3 or 4 yards, and sure enough, they mark it near the 30-yard line, and now they'll bring the chains out. And it is
just short.
Just short. An inch or two, and that's it. How about that?
Yeah.
4th down. 4th and inches, or an inch.
Well, they haven't run the quarterback sneak, and I'm not sure that they do it on this play, but most teams would, just because they could pick up that inch pretty easily. But with the way Merrill has been running to the right side, I can't imagine them not trying that play on here.
Well, here we go. 4th down in a tie ball game with 4:25 to go in the ball game. Nick Hayes, the quarterback, is under center, and Wishbone behind him again. 3 running backs back there, including Merrill, and it's going to be Merrill to the right side, and he has a first down. To the sideline he goes, to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, he tried to go off tackle, and it was blocked up, but he bounced it to the outside and got almost 5 yards on that run.
Well, as we hit the 4-minute mark in the game, the kicker, Josh Haynes, loosening up a little bit on the sideline, stretching his legs in case he gets a chance to break the tie, but 25-yard line of Marquette, it's 1st and 10. Here's Hayes under center again. Hand off to Butler, left side this time. Butler cuts it back near the 20-yard line. We'll see where they mark this, but it looks like it's right on the 20. Gain of 5.
This drive, Brent, they've been able to get nearly 5 yards on their first down plays, and that's really set them up for the rest of the set of downs. And when you got an offensive line that can get you 5 yards at a crack, that's tough to overcome for your defense.
Well, there was 3 or 4 possessions there in a row where Marquette was stopping those runs and no gain, or maybe a yard or two, and that was it, but not this time.
They're not getting the penetration that they did earlier in the game from their defensive line. They seem to be a little more tentative than they were earlier.
4th quarter, that's the difference maybe. Here's the pitch to Butler. Over the left side he goes. He's tripped up inside the 20. They'll mark him down near the 17-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down.
Danny Holtz came up from his safety position to take the legs out from under Butler that time. He made a nice tackle. Actually, it looks like it's at about the 18-yard line, so it's 3rd and 3.
Yeah, they only gave him 2 yards on that carry, so he has 3rd and 3 more to go with 2.5 to go in the game now. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. As the clock is still running here, 3rd down and 3 to go. They need to get to the Marquette 15-yard line for a first down. Merrill to the right, pushing tacklers, but he's not going to get more than a yard, and that's it. It's going to be 4th and a couple.
Now you're Herrin, you got a chance to kick a field goal to take the lead, or you've got 4th down and 3. You've picked up 4th downs earlier today. I got a feeling that has no inclination, it doesn't look like, to send the field goal kicker out there. He may just wait and call a timeout and then send him out.
Yeah, I think he's going to let that play clock run all the way down, and that play clock is going to be at about 1:30 something when he calls his second timeout, Coach Jason Carnes.
The only thing they have to worry about, if they go for the field goal, the only time they tried to kick earlier today was a botched snap, and they, he's a good kicker, but if they can't get the ball down for him, it makes his job a lot harder.
And it is 1:35 to go in the game when they call their second timeout. Each team now with one timeout to go, I believe, on the score sheet. So, timeout Herrin, and they will talk it over with number 3 out there in the huddle, Josh Haynes, the 5'11", 150-pound junior kicker. And he has the tee in his hand, and we'll have to see if that's what it's going to be with 4th and 3 from the 18-yard line. It would be about a 36-yard field goal.
Yeah, but if you're Marquette, first thing you got to do is stay onside. You can't get off sides because the first down will be given to the Tigers if you jump off sides. So you want to make sure that you're offside, but you do want to get some pressure in there to make it hard for him, give him something to think about. But the initial play by the defense is stay onside.
That's number 1 for sure. And after the timeout here with 1:35 to go, Haynes is coming out with the tee, and the hold will be Chase Merrill. And it's going to be placed down at the 25, so it'll be a 35-yard field goal attempt. Here we go, out of the timeout. The snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it's no good. No good. Looks like wide left for the Tigers.
Well, he was at an angle. He was on the right hash mark, and he had to kick it across the field, and he didn't miss it by much, but the referee was emphatic underneath the goalpost that it was wide to the left. The Explorers dodged a bullet there. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 20 with 1:31 to go.
So the field goal is no good. 35-yard field goal attempt. And it is missed by Herrin to keep the score tied at 14-14 here late in the game. And now Marquette spreads the offense out. They have the football with 1.5 minutes to go. Kaiser back. Pumps once to the left, now looks to the right. He's going to throw it out of bounds as he was about to be sacked. It's 2nd down.
Well, he tried to get Jordan Harris on a pump and go, but the defender on Harris was 10 yards off of him after the pump fake, so that play was not open. If he throws it to Harris initially, he's open, he's got some running room, but they tried the pump and go and it didn't work, so Kaiser went to his second option and decided to just throw it out of bounds.
Marquette ball at their own 20-yard line. 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. And Kaiser ready for the snap with Hamilton off to his left here. It's going to be another throw over the middle, and Kaiser throws it. It is complete. Only about 3 yards on the gain there.
Well, the initial referee's putting it up at the 25-yard line. He's giving him a lot of forward progress on that play. Because when Alfred caught the ball, he wasn't even at the 25. But regardless, it's 3rd down and 5 for Marquette. Less than a minute to go here.
We dip under 1 minute left in the game, and it's 3rd down and 5. Marquette at their own 25-yard line. And the Explorers ready for the snap. It's back. Kaiser looking over the middle again. It's caught by Holtz. 1st down to the 39-yard line as they move the chains on a 1st and 10.
And Holtz was wide open. I'm not sure where the defender was on that play, but Holtz was clearly open, and a nice pass by Kaiser. He looked right at him, threw it as soon as he could. Holtz caught it, tried to turn it upfield, but only got a couple yards after that, but it's 1st down for Marquette.
Holtz has had a big game. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdown catches, too. Here's Kaiser back. Lots of time to throw it. Now he's going to run it, and he is caught at the line of scrimmage and brought down.
Yeah, Marquette's sending a lot of their receivers deep, and they're just not getting past the Tiger defense. And I think they're better off, Marquette is, trying to throw short passes, although they've only got 23 seconds left. One thing they don't want to have is a turnover.
And it's the third timeout, third and final timeout here in the second half, used by Marquette. And so the Explorers have it, 2nd down and 9, as they mark the ball close to their own 40-yard line on that Kaiser 1-yard run, we'll call it. And a timeout for the Explorers here with 23.4 seconds to go in a tie game.
Brandon Kaiser's a good runner, but the linebackers for the Tigers have been able to corral him before he could get too far away from the line of scrimmage. And he's not as quick as some other runners, but he is a powerful runner as a quarterback. See what the Explorers come up with here on 2nd down.
Kaiser's going to be under center this time with Kareem Hamilton behind him. Single setback. And it's going to be a fake. Kaiser rolling to his right, looking over the middle, underthrown and picked off, but he's out of bounds on the far side, they say over there. It's Devontae Branch, number 12, as that ball was way underthrown.
Yeah, he was thrown to Jackson Morrissey, who had gotten behind the defenders, but like you said, that ball was well underthrown, and apparently Branch was bobbling the ball as he went out of bounds. That's why the referee called it incomplete.
So it'll be 3rd down and 9. Marquette at their own 40. 16.2 seconds to go, and 14-14 score, tie game. Kaiser back to the shotgun. To his right, it's number 33, Jackson Morrissey again. Single setback again. Kaiser throwing deep for Harris. Harris comes inside, but it's overthrown as he tried to get some position on the defender, but incomplete.
Yeah, that was a tough play. The defender was really in excellent position. Harris had nowhere to go to get that pass. It was a good effort by the Explorers, a good try to get something on that play, but the Herrin defense was just set up too well for it.
And so, with just 10 seconds to go, Marquette punting it away, or appears to be punting it away, as Hoford is back deep at his own 30-yard line. And waiting on the snap back on 4th and 9. And the kick is a high, short kick as the clock ticks down to 2-1, and now 1.3 seconds to go as it goes out of bounds at the Herrin 37-yard line.
Well, Herrin will have one shot to get a touchdown here, or a penalty against the Explorers. About the only way we're not going to overtime, Brent.
Yeah, it looks like overtime is in our future here in a 14-14 game. The only score of the 4th quarter was that 18-yard touchdown run by Herrin and McCowan, and then Chase Merrill with a 2-point conversion, a 2-point run to tie the game. They had to get the 2-pointer, and they got it. That was with 9 minutes to go in the game, and that's where we've been the last 9 minutes at 14 all. And the snap back, Hayes will just hand it off to the right side. It goes in a gain of about 5 for Merrill. But that's the end of regulation, the end of the 4th quarter. But we'll have extra time today. First round playoff game. And we'll get right to overtime here and see what happens in a 14-14 game. And what a way for the first round of the playoffs to come to an end here. Overtime.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting for the Explorers. They had an overtime game a couple years ago against North Mac up at Public School Stadium. The Explorers had a couple chances to win that game before they went into overtime, as Herrin had a chance to win the game today before going into overtime, and missed field goals cost both teams. But you know, overtime, you get the ball at the 10-yard line, you get 4 downs to score, and this is going to be a tough test for both teams to try and keep the other team out from scoring.
And it'll be interesting to see who steps up on offense, who steps up on defense, and some more big plays coming. And again, we mentioned our Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game will be coming up for you after the game. But Danny Holtz has had a huge game. 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions for him. He's pretty much been the player of the game.
He has, and he's also, I mean, he's been one of the players that has come up on those runs, Brent, and kept the Tigers from breaking long runs. He's made some plays at the end of behind his linebackers and linemen when they couldn't bring the running backs down. He's been able to stop them a couple times, so he's been consistently one of the better players for Marquette all day.
And on the other side, Chase Merrill, as expected, 2-yard touchdown run, and then he had the 2-point conversion, the run. So he's had a big game too, rushing the football.
Yeah, he's really carried the load primarily for the Tigers on offense. I mean, they ran a couple times. They were able to break free on the left side, but primarily he's been their main force running right and picking up decent yardage for them.
And now Marquette and Herrin wait for this coin toss here. And overtime is coming up in a 14-14 ball game here in Herrin, Illinois.
We're waiting for the Explorers to send out their captains so they can have the flip of the coin.
And they're still waiting. Now they're ready to go with Coach Matt Booker stepping out onto the field. Coach Jason Carnes out for the Herrin Tigers. And remember, whoever gets the ball first, the other team still gets a chance and still has the football before we're done.
Right. Each team gets a 4-down opportunity at the 10-yard line of the opposing team's end zone. They'll both play from the same end, and I guess they're just deciding which end they're going to defend and which team's going to get the ball first.
It looks like Herrin may have won the coin toss here, and maybe they're going to play defense first. We'll see.
You know, if you're the home team, a lot of times you try and put pressure on the other team by taking the ball first and getting the points on the board. But I think Herrin's so confident that they can get 10 yards that they're going to let Marquette play defense first. We'll see here.
We'll see what the outcome is to start overtime. It looks like they're headed toward the south end zone. And we'll be ready to go once we line it up here. Referees are headed that way, down to our right. And Herrin and Marquette, their teams huddling up around their coaches, and 14-14, we are tied here in the first round of the playoffs, the 4A playoffs, and now we go to extra time here, and it looks like Marquette's going to get the ball first. And Herrin's going to play some D, it appears. Marquette calling some plays here. First and goal, as we mentioned, at the 10-yard line. They start 10 yards away from the goal line. Kaiser will set up his offense here.
Got a little different look for the Explorers on offense now, Brent. They got Alex Cowens in the backfield with Jackson Morsey and Kareem Hamilton in a power I formation, 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, power I, 3 running backs. Hamilton, the deep man. And here we go. Kaiser under center. Snap back. He'll give it to Hamilton, the deep man, and Butler grabs him by the shoe tops, and he leans forward for maybe a half yard, but Hamilton not much room up the middle there.
No, he had a little bit of running room. He tried to scoot to the right, but Butler would have none of it, grabbed hold of his legs and held on to him before he could break through the line of scrimmage.
Chris Butler has made a lot of plays on defense, a linebacker, 5'8" junior linebacker, and here comes 3 running backs again for Marquette. Danny Holtz comes to the near side. Jordan Harris, the receiver, to the far side. Second down. Kaiser looking for Holtz. He throws it near the end zone. It's picked off. It's picked off in the corner. Underthrown by just a little bit. And Herrin stops him on defense. Now they have the ball.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised there wasn't a whole lot of room for him to put that ball in there. Holtz, he's going to the back corner of the end zone. It would have had to been a perfect pass to get down to Holtz. And the defender was on him the whole way, had that area covered.
And that was McCowan who scored the touchdown earlier in the fourth quarter. And McCowan leaped into the air as he was in front of Holtz at 6'1". He had good position there, and he leaped up. I thought he was just going to knock it away, but he went ahead and grabbed it for the pick.
Well, he has to really. If he just knocks it away, Marquette gets 2 more shots at it. So by intercepting the ball, he takes the Explorers offense away from him. Now, really, the Tigers are in great position. If they just keep the ball in the middle of the field, they can kick a field goal, or they can just pound the ball up the middle and get themselves a touchdown.
Still tied in overtime. First round of overtime. Merrill to the right side. He's to the 5. He's leaning forward, and they push him into the end zone, I believe. No signal yet. Just outside the goal line, I guess. It was close.
Well, he got a lot of help from his offensive line once he got to the 3-yard line, and they just kept pushing and pushing. The referee stops, the linesman stops the ball at about the half-foot line. It's second down for the Tigers.
Boy, that pile was moving from the 5-yard line on in as it was full of players on that scrum from the 5-yard line. Now down inside the 1-yard line, second down in a tie game in overtime. Right side again, Merrill has scored, touchdown, and the Tigers win it. A penalty flag, but it's a face mask on the tackle, and they're going to check that out, but I think Merrill has scored a touchdown to win it for Herrin, and he has. It's 20-14. Herrin in overtime over Marquette.
As the game Explorers, they played really well, Brent, for a majority of the game. They had a few breakdowns on defense that hurt them. But they got to be proud of the way they played today, even though they lost in overtime.
Chase Merrill scores his second touchdown of the game, this one in overtime, and the Tigers survive and will move on to round 2 next weekend. Back with a post game in a moment. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. First Mid-America Credit Union, exceeding members' expectations since 1934. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Macias Insurance, professional independent insurance agents. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com. Andy's Auto Body and Car Care, offering friendly service and reliable repairs since 1974. Liberty Bank, committed to providing excellent customer service above all else. Johnson's Corner, located at 2000 State Street in Alton, is the area's best corner bar and eatery. Burko Construction, offering all kinds of construction services from new building projects to renovations. Auto Butler Car Wash and Express Lube, located at 1706 Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. And Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East premier sports bar and grill.
Joe Barrett and Brent Birkeland back here with you as we wrap things up from Herrin, Illinois, and what a ball game for just the first round of the playoffs. Boy, Herrin and Marquette playing all the way down to the wire and then playing extra time, Joe, today.
Yeah, they had, I mean, this was a really evenly matched teams. The Explorers, who had a lot more firepower as far as throwing the ball was concerned, but the Tigers, their offensive line and their running backs were just too much in the end for the Explorers to handle, as they were able to get 3 rushing touchdowns to win the game.
And big play in overtime, the interception, of course. We end up having 2 interceptions for each team, because at the end of that third quarter we had 3 interceptions in a row. And our Munganast Alton Toyota players of the game, as we mentioned, I think it has to be Holtz for Marquette and Merrill for Herrin.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. Danny Holtz for Marquette played probably his best game of the year. He's been a consistent defender and an offensive weapon for Marquette all year, but today he came out, he dropped the first drive that Marquette had. But after that, Brent, I really don't think he made a mistake the rest of the day. He played great.
Chase Merrill, the running back, junior running back for Herrin, scores a couple of touchdowns, including the game winner in overtime after Herrin made the big defensive play to start overtime, that pick in the end zone. And so our Munganast Alton Toyota players of the game, Holtz for Marquette, Merrill for Herrin. And a tough day for the seniors for Marquette to finish your career like this in overtime.
Yeah, it is. But they've really got to be proud. They haven't faced a team with Herrin's quality for about a month and a half, 2 months. And to come out and be able to play with them toe-to-toe for 4 quarters plus overtime, you really got to hand it to the Explorers. They really did come out. They were prepared. They knew what they had to do, and they executed quite well up until that interception in the overtime that really cost them a chance to score.
Marquette defense really shines today against a running team like this.
That's right. If you look back at Marquette's playoff history, they always tend to give up a lot of yardage to a runner. I mean, back in the 70s, there was a guy from Metamora that had over 300 yards running against Marquette. And, it just seems like through the ages, whenever we've run up against a team that's been able to run the ball, we've struggled to stop them. But today, for the most part, the defense came to play, and they really held their own against a very good Herrin offensive line and running back tandem.
And we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what the Tigers do next week in the second round of the playoffs, but they win here at home in overtime. A big win over Marquette, 20-14, our final score. Thanks to our engineer, Brian Hennigan, and thanks to all of our sponsors, and thanks to my partner, Joe Barrett. And our football season for Riverbend football on the Big Z wraps up here today with an overtime loss by Marquette in the first round of the 4A playoffs. Again, Herrin 14, Marquette, or Herrin 20, Marquette 14 in overtime. This is Brent Birkeland from Herrin. So long, everybody.
Play-by-play coverage.